Welcome back to Young Tripp Reactions.
You're watching Young Tripp Reactions, the show where rapper Young Tripp reacts to the latest videos on crime, drama, news, and so much more. Get ready, because the show's about to start. Let's go.
And that's the part that really ticks me off. The fact that she has a disability and they allow this mess to go down. Regardless of a disability, this should not be happening. But the fact that she has an intellectual disability and these uncivilized mutt parents allowed this mess to go down. That's why they're on Young Tripp Reactions. What do you mean it isn't the first time? Bruh. $500,000 to join a club. Come on now, man. That club better have everything in it to pay that much money. Come and smoke some meth with me. He told minor children that. You know he said more if he said that, y'all. This relative was defending his family. And he's sitting in jail. You know me as an activist that I have to react to something like this. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, join the Young Tripp family. If you have any videos that you run across that fit the channel, post them in my community tab or send it to me over on Instagram. If you have anything personal that you have going on that you may want me to bring some more awareness to, send me a direct message over on Instagram and we can see if it fits the channel or fits something that I want to bring awareness to.
You can also send those things to Young Tripp's Facebook, and make sure you follow him on both those things. All links will be below.
Insane. Absolutely insane. Such a damn shame. Let's get into this. Welcome back to Young Tripp Reactions. The next video we're gonna do is woman was misdiagnosed with having cancer. Again, a woman was told that she had cancer and went through surgery to get, I'm guessing, the alleged tumor that they thought she had taken out, which means that she had obviously a body part, taken out, or a piece of it, claiming to have cancer, and went through chemo and all types of other things. And she didn't even have cancer. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. If you run across any viral videos that you want to hear me react to on the channel, post it in my community tab or send it to me through my direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram. Also, make sure you come follow me over on my professional FB and my professional Instagram, because I post over there as well too. If you have any situations involving police misconduct, injustice, violations of civil rights, involving you, a friend, or a loved one, send that to me through direct message on my professional FB or on my professional Instagram. Let me know about the civil rights attorneys involved, similar to Ben Crump or Ben Crump himself. Let me know about the activists that are involved, where I can join them as an activist myself in the fight for justice for you or your loved one. if it does involve a friend or a loved one, see if they want to come on the channel and see if they want to be interviewed about whatever has happened tragically in their life. If they're not in a situation where they can be interviewed due to either a tragic outcome or just not wanting to be interviewed at this time, then you can come on and speak for them as a friend or relative, or the person or you can write a statement, and then I'll pull the public information as well too and get you guys a statement out there along with the public information. Again, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. And make sure you come follow me over on My Professional FB and My Professional Instagram, because I post over there as well too. And let's get into this.
Apparently was misdiagnosed with cancer. I want to come back locally here to talk about that woman who apparently was misdiagnosed with cancer after an unnecessary hysterectomy. Now she's suing her healthcare providers. Imagine being involved in a mix-up like that and getting an unnecessary procedure that could perhaps even risk your life. Any surgery is life-threatening. Let's get out to our Angelique Proctor covering this woman's harrowing story for us this afternoon. Angelique?
Angelique?
Good afternoon to you, Tom. The attorneys are calling this a bizarre and devastating story. It's just really hard to fathom being diagnosed with cancer only to find out 7 months later, 7 long months. She talked about all of the agony and fear that she had during that time, that no, you don't in fact have cancer, that it was actually someone else's tissue that was cancerous. Well, this woman...
Wow. Went through, things like chemo, had a hysterectomy done. That is absolutely insane. And as a person who has, not necessarily been through it like her, but had doctors screw up my situation regarding like the situation with my eyesight, for my people who've been watching my channel for a long time, now. And that have heard me talk about my eye condition and knowing that it was caused by doctors doing my birth, cutting off the lack of oxygen to the brain and all that. Obviously, I have a whole reaction video talking about that with my song Recovery. Also, go check out my song Recovery as well too, where I explain that in full detail. But in these hospitals, what they do is they pay the lawyer to go away, is what they do. And it's absolutely a shame, and I know that from even my parents telling me that's what happened regarding my situation. But also my parents were obviously very young. They were kids having a kid, basically. So of course they really was able to slide through that, which is so unfortunate for me. But it's absolutely insane that these hospitals and stuff can just get away with stuff. Because when you do things to people, people look at people differently. Like this lady, she's much older and things is, very different for her. But just imagine if this was her whole life, if she was born, or something happened during her birth, like with me, like as people have heard me talk about, it's hard for me, like to date. I have relatives who don't understand. I have relatives who think that I should just sit at home and collect money from the government and basically do nothing with my life. I have people who, when I try to date, people assume that I can't really be a real man and date them because of my condition. These hospitals do not really take into consideration what you have done to somebody else and how you get to just go on with your life, why this person has to literally suffer through what you cause because you have in my case, having medical students help my mother with my delivery and cutting off the lack of oxygen to one side of my brain significantly impacting one of my eyes significantly. And then you have a woman like this where she is diagnosed allegedly with a, obviously with cancer, and then come to find out, oh, you don't, we tested we thought it was your tissue, but we tested somebody else's tissue. And then all of a sudden you're going through all these things, chemotherapy and all this other stuff, really thinking you're probably about to die, probably getting a wheel together, going to go see a lawyer, doing all these things, and come to find out, plus going to go have surgery, and then come to find out, nope, you didn't have it. That's insane. And these hospitals, these doctors, these nurses, and these people are not being held accountable for their mistakes when they do them. There are great doctors and great nurses, and just like how we have great police officers, but then we also have a whole bunch of bad police officers. We have a bunch of nurses and doctors who really shouldn't be nurses and doctors. They should go out here and go do something else instead, because you're ruining other people's lives. And sometimes it really is mistakes, but mistakes cost, and that's why a hospital should pay for that. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family, because you don't know how much you're impacting somebody else's life. Like in my case, I cannot drive a car. That is very impacting. I have to get Ubers, Lyfts, taxis to go anywhere I want to go. I don't have no personal driver. Let's continue.
Is absolutely don't in fact have cancer, that it was actually someone else's tissue that was cancerous. Well, this woman is absolutely torn up by this. She cried today during this news conference. This is just a heartbreaking story about 43-year-old Cassandra Barksdale. She is a mother of two, and she tells us that once she got the diagnosis, she really feared that she was going to die. She said that it was an erroneous diagnosis, telling her that she had an advanced case of endometrial uterine cancer. Now, Ms. Barksdale said that she went to the Southwood Kaiser Permanente office, a very popular office, to see her OBGYN because she was having fibroids and heavy bleeding. Her complaint says that the doctors took that tissue sample, but the sample from another patient with that aggressive uterine cancer was labeled as belonging to Miss Barksdale. Now, she went on to have surgery at Northside Hospital, as was recommended. It was a total hysterectomy, and she was told that she needed chemotherapy. Let's take a listen.
The first thing came to mind, I thought I was going to die. So I started researching it because when I researched it, it said that I have up to 5 years to live. I had to contact my kids to let them know that I have 5 years to live and I'm going to die because I have aggressive cancer. I started contacting other attorneys to try to get trust funds. That way I could leave my house in a trust for my kids. My sons, they went into a deep depression. It took a big hold over my family. I always said that my days was shortened. Every day it was like my days was shortened because of the aggressive cancer. And then when I received the call 7 months later stating that I didn't have the cancer, sorry.
It's okay. Just tell them how you felt when they told you that it was somebody else's tissue.
When they told me that it wasn't nobody else's tissue, I was excited that I didn't have cancer, but I was still upset because the person out there that got my tissue and thinking that they only have fibroids, they're walking around for 7 months thinking they only have fibroids, and I was the one with the cancer. So it made me feel very, I was very angry and sad, and I was very concerned about the other person.
Now, attorneys for Ms. Barksdale say with all of the technology that we have today, this just should not have happened. They filed a lawsuit.
Facts. It should have not. They should have labeled the stuff right. As you heard them already say, this stuff was not labeled right. These hospitals, these testers, everybody, they need to be held accountable. Even in my case, I wish that I could hold the people accountable. I'm literally right down the street from the hospital that I was actually born at right now. My family has filed complaints. When I was younger, I filed a complaint since even being an adult. Um, Obviously, my statutes of limitations have ran out in regarding my case. Thank goodness this lady was able to sue regarding her situation. It is just absolutely insane. Let's continue.
This morning at 9 o'clock, they'll say, with all of the technology that we have today, this just should not have happened. They filed a lawsuit this morning at 9 o'clock this morning here in Clayton County for medical negligence. We have been reaching out to Kaiser Permanente to try to get their side of the story. Have not yet heard back. We have both called and sent email.
Oh, they ain't gonna respond. They're not gonna respond because none of these hospitals respond because they all just uncivilized mutts. When you don't respond to somebody that is going through something, you are a true uncivilized mutt. You know, like I said, the hospital, regarding me being an adult, since being an adult, I have sent letters and reached out to the hospital where I was born at and have never heard nothing. The last time, obviously, my family has heard anything, I was a baby, basically born, just basically born. They just don't care when they screw somebody else up, screw somebody else over, terrified. I mean, this lady, I'm sure, was terrified. And all the things that I said she was going to do is what she did. Reached out to attorneys, get trust funds together, get all her money together, get things organized for her kids to own all her stuff and all that, thinking that she had 6 months to live. Just imagining, just realizing that you only had 6 months to live, or just imagining getting older like a person like myself when you're first born and realizing that somebody ruined your life. You know, as a person who always wanted to be a homicide detective, I couldn't do that. You have to have a valid driver's license to be a homicide detective. So again, life ruined. Can't do what you always wanted to do. This lady thinking that she was going to die. What if she didn't have kids yet and still wanted to have kids, and then, you know, she obviously had a hysterectomy? Nope, can't have any kids because you got misdiagnosed. Because people don't want to take that risk or try to go back and try to recorrect something and all that. You're going back to have surgery, and you're scared the doctor's going to mess you up even more. Oh, God. Let's continue. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. Let's continue.
Negligence. We have been reaching out to Kaiser Permanente to try to get their side of the story. Have not yet heard back. We have both called and sent emails. But the attorney says at this time, it's only Kaiser Permanente that is being identified in this lawsuit. They are not looking to file a lawsuit right now against Northside Hospital or even the lab that processed the tissue, because at this point, based on everything they have, this was an error they believe that was restricted to Kaiser Permanente. Tom?
Angelique, just so terrifying for that woman, you know, and I don't want to take any liberties for you speaking from personal experience, but serious health conditions are just so stressful, not only on the individual, but on, it's not just the individual we're talking about, but that woman's poor family who she so courageously discussed in that news conference, and the fact that, you know, she was preparing her estate, her final wishes. I mean, thank God, only to find out that she was in the all clear, but just inexcusable to have gone through, at least according to her, a procedure like that, this roller coaster of emotions. I just can't even imagine.
And you know, Tom, I did, as you know, I am a cancer survivor, and I thought about just the emotional toll and strain that this must have taken on her, because, as you know, it is a vicious disease, and many of us fight it as hard and as best we can. But to be falsely diagnosed is just absolutely, as you say, just unfathomable. what this lady has gone through. And she said at the time that she may have wanted to have additional children. And she says that what this took her through and having to explain it all to her sons, and her sons going through a deep depression, and she thinking she was just going to die. Just incredible circumstances here. And I think that Kaiser Permanente definitely will have some explaining to do on this one.
Yeah, I didn't want to volunteer that out of turn. Your own personal journey, which was quite real, and this woman's false alarm. But I know that you could certainly relate to the emotions that she must have gone through during this whole health drama. Angelique, certainly appreciate your reporting today, and we'll have to see where that case turns out.
What if you had just about any
Advertisement,
health
yeah.
product you need right in your pocket? We sell over 50,000 of your favorite health, wellness, and beauty products. That's a lot.
Yeah, these hospitals and stuff, we need to get things in place to hold these hospitals, these labs and stuff accountable when they make serious mistakes, and try to, get things in place for people. When I even think about myself, for even when they become an adult, where they can still sue and have a certain amount of time, even once they become an adult, where they can sue or put a non-statute of limitations, maybe like, or something like, after 40 years old, you can't sue for medical malpractice or medical negligence or something. Give people time to figure out where their life is and how it's going, to be able to sue, versus suing at, where your parents have to sue while you're a baby or a child. Give people time where they can get into their own life to see if it's necessary for them to sue and stuff. That's stuff that really needs to be handled at a federal level and state level, so then people can be held accountable, because people may not know how bad a situation is until later. I remember my mother letting me know, I think this was actually not too long ago, maybe like a few months ago, that actually they didn't even know about my eye condition until like 4 or 5 months later. So then, all of that is a factor as well too. And I know that she did reach out to the lawyer, and the lawyer reached back out to the people, and they just paid him more money. They didn't pay my family any money. Again, they should have paid me money. And it's just a shame. This stuff really needs to be updated, and this is coming from somebody who experienced it personally. Let me know what y'all think. I'll have the original video pinned at the top of the chat and in a link in the description. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. If you have any videos that you run across that you want to hear me react to on the channel, post it in my community tab or send it to me through direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram. Also, make sure you come follow me over on my professional FB and my professional Instagram. Those will be pinned at the top of the chat and at the top of the link in the description, along with the original video at the top of the chat and along with the original video at the top of the link in the description. If you have any situations involving police misconduct, injustice, violations of civil rights involving you, a friend, or a loved one, send that to me through direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram. Let me know about the civil rights attorneys involved, similar to Ben Crump or Ben Crump himself. Let me know about the activists that are involved, where I can join them in the fight for justice for you and your loved one. Also, let me know if it does involve a friend or a loved one, to let me know if they want to come onto the channel and speak about whatever happened involving them, the police, or whoever it was. If they don't want to come on, that's fine too. You can come on and speak for them as a friend or relative, or you guys can write a statement, and then I can pull the public information and then get you guys a statement out there along with the public information, whatever works for you. Make Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, join the Young Tripp family, and make sure you come follow me over on my professional FB and my professional Instagram. All of that will be at the top of the pinned comment and at the top of the link in the description. Yeah, we need to really get the laws and stuff updated to be able to make it where people can get actual justice, even if things are not determined until later on down the line, even when they're an adult. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace. And in this lady's case, thank goodness she is going to get justice, and prayers go out to her and her family for everything they had to experience and go through. That's a shame. Let's go.